good girl is gone, she gone forever, more than forever. And now she dog 'em out whenever. I respect your relationship. I don't care if you don't. But I think you're better than me. And I won't tell if you don't. A dog gon' be a dog. But a gon' be more clever. Oh, a dog gon' be a dog. But a gon' be more clever. Yeah.
There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48. Built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight, we're on to week 2 of the NFL season. We got a good one on tap, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Green Bay Packers. After a great first week of football, what does week 2 have in store? The Commanders and the Packers underway on Thursday night primetime. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Ready.
Love going to throw right away. That's taken in by Kraft. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
27 yards.
So they get the completion. That's good, but Charles, probably not good to get hit on the first play of the game.
No coaching staff ever wants their quarterback hit on any passing play, especially to start the game. What you're hoping is you have one of those tough guys back there, that sometimes when they get hit early, gets the juices flowing, and they get right into the game.
Ready. Cut.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And dropped at the 35, but able to display some strength on the run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. The Packers had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener, and they were given a gift of 2 straight home games to start the campaign. Dropped one of them already. You have to figure a split of these two probably imperative.
And they did talk about that with us prior to the game, about how important it is to start the season 1-1, especially with 2 games at home. Because if you go 0-2, hard to make those up on the road as the season progresses.
He finds his receiver, Watson. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 23.
Yards on the play.
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Come on, set, cut.
Love. And a throw right sideline is complete. It's so close. He gets it to the one. Out of bounds right there.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal.
22 needle. Here we go. Here we go. Hut.
Jacobs will score. Touchdown, Packers.
What a luxury it is to be able to call a bowling ball like Josh Jacobs down near the goal line. 5'10", 220 pounds, and he's not afraid to get in there and get the tough yards. He finishes off this drive with a touchdown run.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers.
Makes the score. Packers 7. Commanders nothing. Brandon McManus to kick off 4-3 win.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. 19 Tiger. 19. Trap 60. Trap 60. Ready.
Throwing now is Daniels. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. They'll run here with a rookie. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Now Daniels. A throw left side, hauled in by Lane. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41.
Ready. 77 Wolf. Hey, smash Broncos.
Daniels looking to throw. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 17-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Yard line.
Daniels with a give to Krosky-Merritt. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. No big surprise. Micah Parsons doing what he does so well, dropping him for a loss. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Lucas Van Ness getting free there to bring him down.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Let's go now. 19 Lions. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Let's go.
To the air goes Daniels. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. And Washington with a football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
Well, it certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Striker. Down.
Throwing. Love. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Come on, set, ready.
They'll try the left side. Lloyd taken down at the 47-yard line.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7.
Ready.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. But he is out of bounds inside the 35. 14 yards, good for a Packer 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Love
Love looking to throw it. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
Now Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Okay, right? Ready?
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Lloyd. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Ready?
To throw now. Here's Love. He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. McManus now for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Packers 14, Commanders 3.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half.
31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Working out of the gun. Love. Pass caught. That's Golden. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll be 2nd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
Love now. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Tucker Kraft, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers are able to widen their advantage. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
19 Tiger. 60 Maverick. Buffalo 18. Dragon 60. Ready.
To throw is Daniels. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Let's go.
Pass caught. It's Lane with it. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be 4th down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. Daniels going to throw for it. He finds his man, complete. That's Lane. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
Rig alert. 60 Bobcats.
Here's Daniels. They'll swing this out to Krosky-Merritt. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
60 by 70 Rangers. Panther 11.
Back to throw again. That is into the hands of Krosky-Merritt. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
Commanders first down. It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Washington.
Come on. 18 Cardinal. 19, 18.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Zaire Franklin. And the Packers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, turnovers, obviously, Charles, always costly, but, man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And his guys have got it back in the closing stages of the first half. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go at the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
19, 18.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
For the field goal. A 30-yard attempt.
And his kick here is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
The Commanders take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Ready.
Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that will bring up second down. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield, and if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
And the Commanders' first down.
Let's go.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Lane.
Complete to Jacob
That time on the run-pass option when he decided to throw it. Not a quick little drop-off. He went downfield a bit.
Reminiscent of a triple option quarterback in college because he faked it inside, and instead of immediately throwing it out to the perimeter, stepped back in the pocket to find a target downfield.
Here we go, set.
A run inside, Krosky Merritt. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
And the Commanders first down.
70,
It's a gain of 6. First down, Commanders.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Daniels. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. And the Packers are going to have it here at their own 15. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And their defense just helped him out by getting the football back on the opening drive here of the 2nd half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
Down. Ready?
Here's Love. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. So the completion good for 7 there. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he can get a good head of steam going.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. That one goes for 8 yards. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Ready?
Love from the gun. Wow, and that is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Love. All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Caleb Chason in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here's Lane. They'll call that a punt at 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
On the jump. Red. 70 Lions. Set up.
Throwing now is Daniels. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Daniels. Under pressure, and down he goes. Lucas Van Ness able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Here's Tressway now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11.
Set, shovel, 38. Yellow, ready.
Operating from the gun. Love. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
A gain of 10 brings up third and 1.
They'll look to throw for it on third and 1. And it'll be intercepted. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
And McLaurin, the motion man right. Here's Krosky-Merritt to start the drive. Fights forward for only about a yard into the 21. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Commanders in possession of the football, but they trail as we start this fourth quarter. Second and 9 now from the 21.
Cougar 19. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. To the air goes Daniels. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. And the Packers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing it and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a third and about 5.
And this is the worry, because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up, and you're staring at an important third down.
The offense on third down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. He finds his man complete. That's Jacobs. And he's going to have the Packers first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7.
They certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They'll run on first down. Will. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
3rd and 12. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So they went a little cautious there on 3rd and long.
And nothing wrong with that. Remember, they're playing with a lead right now. So getting a first down, yes, that would be great. But even more importantly, take care of the football. No turnovers, no big plays for the other team, and keep the clock moving.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And the complexion of this one has really changed a fair amount. That last field goal makes it a 3-score game. And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, in a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage challenge if he keeps throwing interceptions.
They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. And he's going to be met at about the 43. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright. And this will remain an 18-point lead. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Over the middle, he's got Lane. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a first down Washington on a pickup of 18. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
70, Trap 60, trap 60. Hey, smash Broncos. Hey.
Daniels looking to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
This is 2nd and 8.
Set punt. Red 38. Punt, punt.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing, Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lloyd. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Washington. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Commanders are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. And now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for two.
The Commanders will line up for the two-point conversion.
Daniel's going to try and throw for it. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. So they elect to pass there on the two-point try. Sometimes can prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And they are going to finish this one off strong. It's a return touchdown to add on to their lead in the final stages. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Commanders 14.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do.
Picked off by Xavier McKinney. Now he's loose at the 40. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.
Finding out it's kind of dumb. Realize I am somebody that I'm